Okay, good people. Today we'll be dealing with some tips of factorizing trinomial in terms of using the correct signs. So we usually have x squared trinomial, and then we have x, we have plus x, and then we have plus c here, just the number here. We usually have x, sometimes we have a coefficient here or a number that is here. In terms of factorizing this one, usually trinomial, also we have two brackets, and then now here I will be talking about signs. So if I have positive sign here in the middle term, and then I have a positive sign here on the last term. When I'm using the signs, the brackets, both of the brackets are going to have positive 2 sign. It doesn't matter what factors do you have in terms of factorizing, but if I have two positive signs here, the middle term has a positive sign and the last term has a positive sign, when I'm factorizing my trinomial, both of these signs here inside the bracket are going to be positive. Now let's go to the second one, x squared. Now I'm going to have negative x and then positive c. Now it's very important, this one, when my middle term here, the chart, it's negative. My middle term is negative and my last term is what? Is positive. My middle term is negative, my last term is positive. So the brackets now here, they're gonna take the sign of the middle term. The bracket here are gonna take the sign of a middle term, which is negative. If the last term is positive and the middle term is negative, so depending on whatever factors that you have, if the last term is positive and the middle term it's negative, the bracket here, they're gonna take the sign of the middle term. Now going to x squared, negative x and negative c. Now factorizing these two, I have negative here as a middle term and I have a negative here as what? As the last term. Now here, these two, it's either going to be positive or negative, but these brackets are not going to be the same. Now here, factors are very, very vital when you're coming to this one, because depending on what factors do you have, it's played a very huge role in terms of when you times, do you get the middle term? When you add, do you get, or when you times, do you get the last term? When you add or minus, do you get the middle term? So it's very vital here. The signs are not going to be the same. So the factors that you are going to have are going to play a huge role. It's very important. If you have negative and negative, your brackets, when you're factorizing, the signs are not going to be the same, and the factors are going to play a huge role. And also on this one, when I have x squared, and then now my middle term here, it's going to be positive, and then my last term here, which is the constant, is going to be negative. When it's like this, very important again, my factors are going to play a huge role, because the signs here, it's either it's going to be positive or negative, but the signs are not going to be the same. So the factors that we are going to find in terms of when you times these two, do they give you this? And also when you add and minus, that is, does it give you the positive sign of the middle term here? It's very, very, very important.